How bad do you think the video is going to be? You think it's just going to be like, oh, trans people exist, be nice to everyone?
I don't know anymore.
We were actually going to be talking about tips for being non-binary.
Oh, God.
Number 7 is binding. I'm actually going to do an entire YouTube episode on how to bind properly.
Oh,
This isn't a school.
you can't make this
It's
up.
who they feel that they are.
This-
That's just it's wrong.
They're literally, this was shown to 6th graders in a school. I'm going to commit a hate crime. I'm going to commit a hate crime. Hey everybody, welcome back to Normal Gaze, where we take on LGBT insanity. I'm Brad Polumbo, here with Clarkson Lawson.
What's up, guys? Now, before we get started, we have to thank you for all becoming members and let you know what we're doing this week for our members-only video. This week, we are reacting to offensive AI videos.
And if you laugh at any of them, then you are racist, sexist, bigot, problematic, offensive.
And xenophobic. And what's the other isms that everybody gets?
I'm running out of isms, but we're all of them, and we are all Charlie Kirk. That's been stuck in my head all day.
I still can't like move my bottle.
Oh, that's good. But guys, we're in our new background. We're at Clarkson's place at our new set. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, it cost me a lot of money, so become a member.
You can afford it. I've seen those OnlyFans receipts.
Anyways,
let's watch some lovely news
is
about.
this a funny one or is it going to be serious?
It's going to be a little bleak.
Oh God.
They're pushing non-binary propaganda on middle schoolers in Maryland.
Okay, let's watch.
Montgomery County parents concerned about a recent video shown to 11 and 12-year-olds.
And it was part of Transgender Awareness Week lessons at their middle school. Our Nick Minock has the story in Bethesda.
How bad do you think the video is going to be? You think it's just going to be like, oh, trans people exist, be nice to everyone?
I don't know anymore because I feel like the right literally freaks out when a trans person breathes. But I also feel like the far left literally wants to teach kids how to like have sex.
This one is about teaching 11 and 12-year-olds how to bind their chests to look more non-binary.
Okay.
Shown in school.
Yeah, let's play it.
Today, we are actually going to be talking about tips for being non-binary.
6th graders
Oh,
in middle
God.
school in Montgomery County, Maryland were shown this video as a part of Transgender Awareness
I don't
Week
like her.
programming. The video
She's the
talks
worst.
about how girls
I
can
don't
make
like that I have the
themselves
same
look
haircut
less
as her
feminine
either.
by binding their chests.
Number 7 is binding. I'm actually going to do an entire YouTube episode on how to bind properly.
The Maryland 6th graders were also shown a slideshow with tips on coming out.
A person's gender is who they feel that they are.
Oh,
This isn't a school.
You can't make this
Who they feel that they are.
This-
That's just it's wrong.
This was shown to 6th graders in a school. And
Also, binding your chest and like
that's
tucking and doing
harmful.
all that stuff
Can
is
literally cause
actually
back
dangerous.
issues, medical problems. There's not good long-term evidence on that. And to have they're showing some random YouTuber who's like,
Some random lesbian-looking YouTuber. Let's be
who
honest.
says she's non-binary.
You're non-binary. You look very binary. You just look like a butch lesbian with a Subaru. That's it.
I know, I'm sure it's totally straight.
Whatever that means.
What's straight?
That person.
Oh yeah, you said it. I forgot you were talking about her.
I hate this so much. And the idea that you're going to do this and not it face like societal revolution from parents everywhere. You're going to tell my kid fake things about fake identities that don't even add up or make sense, and teach them about potentially dangerous things they can do to their body and push pseudoscience. And I'm going to have to pay for it all.
I just feel
No,
like
ma'am.
why, if you're going to teach about trans people, just teach about the trans people who are involved in history and media. Teach about tolerance. Don't teach factual inaccuracies. It's so simple. All of the things we react to are so, like, the solutions are so simple.
But they struggle with it so hard.
You don't have to, like, buy into this crazy in order to support trans people. You really don't.
In fact, this is like the worst way to promote trans people,
Yeah.
because you'll just promote
Because as a
backlash.
parent, if I was a parent,
I'd be radicalized.
I would be,
I would be teaming up with like Moms for Liberty, and I'd be like,
I was basically before
the
I had my
gays,
revelation. Gays against groomers.
Yeah, seriously, me and my partner would be there with the like trad Christian moms, and we would be like, look, we agree, take this down.
Who literally like hate gay people.
Some do, some don't.
do.
Some examples could be female, male, both, or neither.
God. I'm going to commit a hate crime. I'm going to commit a hate crime. Both or neither?
Both are, what the What is that? I told myself, I told
I want to say a slur.
I told
I
everyone,
want to say
stop
a slur.
cussing. I would stop cussing. I need to like get a rubber
You
band.
actually cuss. Guys, should I get a spray water bottle for him?
I have one
And why?
for a plant that I have.
Yeah,
but
sure.
It died. Why else would I?
You're into weird.
What can you do with a spray
I
bottle?
don't want to know. I'm sure
I'm
you'll
not the
find
one
the
who's
usage.
coming up with ideas. You are. He just outed himself.
Anyway, nobody is both or neither.
No.
No, not a human being in existence is both male or female based on the structure of their reproductive system. And certainly no one is neither. There are only two. Now, there are intersex conditions, and those do exist, but those are genetic abnormalities, and they can all actually be categorized
deduced to one.
into male or female.
Yes.
No human has ever produced egg and sperm. They're literally just teaching misinformation.
I just feel like you can be anything at this point. Like if you want to be a drag, this is like when Frog Self comes in. Like no wonder no wonder these kids that are in 6th grade are on TikTok. The ones who are normally just weird as you know what, with greasy hair, don't listen to their parents when they say brush their teeth in the morning. Those kids used to just be weird. Now they're non-binary. They're getting lessons like this, and then they get on TikTok, and this girl's like, froggy pronouns. I don't know.
I hate it here.
It's violating people's religious liberty.
Rosalind's child attends the school.
That's not the best argument
I just
against
feel like,
it.
why do you have to bring religion into it? It's 1 + 1 = 2.
It's like-
Religion doesn't tell us facts. Religion is up to subjective interpretation.
A better argument against it is that you're teaching kids fake information that's not true.
Correct.
Now, the part that I could agree has maybe some religious liberty implications is when they talk about opt-outs and the school doesn't offer opt-outs. But like making religious liberty, that was a conservative parent the news talked to in that clip.
Yeah.
Your big concern about it is not the strongest argument. The strongest argument is that it's insane propaganda that's literally not true. Not that like it contradicts your religion.
Or that
because
God made male and female.
Right.
This is like the girl who wrote that paper
Oh,
and
yeah.
freaked out.
I
Like,
talked about that on my channel.
I don't understand why you guys think God is a solid argument. Maybe legally there's more ways to get out of something if you just blame it on your religion, because we have the First Amendment and freedom of religion. I don't know. Maybe that's why a lot of lawyers tend to choose that, but it's just a lazy argument.
Yeah, no, it's not doing anything because lots of things contradict some people's religion but are perfectly valid to be taught in school, like evolution.
Yeah, like if your religion is saying that 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2, like sorry, you're out of luck because you have to learn how math.
They're still going to teach math. So I don't think it's a strong argument.
We shouldn't have our math teachers or our social studies teachers exploring these kinds of concepts with kids as young as 11 years old.
In a statement to 7 News,
True.
MCPS defended the lesson, saying the school wants to help students understand differences and treat others with kindness. A spokesperson added, quote, Montgomery County Public Schools serves a diverse community, and our responsibility is to ensure every student feels safe, seen, and respected at school.
This is how I turn into a supervillain.
Oh my God. I can't cuss. I just hate when they like praise themselves or like put themselves on this pedestal. Like, we're just being good. We just care about everyone. No, you're lying.
You're literally
lying.
confusing kids with fake information and then claiming that you have to do so in order to be respectful or teach everyone to be nice. No, actually, you don't have to lie to kids.
You don't have to respect lies. I'm sorry.
No.
If there's somebody in your community that is quite literally telling you to teach lies, you don't have to respect that.
And you can absolutely teach kids to treat each other with kindness and respect and have like a safe environment at school without brainwashing them with nonsense about fake genders.
Nothing about this is teaching people to be respectful of valid identities.
No, in fact, I think
non-binary is not valid.
it's
It
not
does not
real.
need to be respected.
And I also feel like they are inculcating a generation of Nick Fuentes fans.
Yeah. I mean, if I was in 6th grade, I probably would have.
Oh, I would have
lost my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 2023, MCPS began adding books dealing with LGBTQ topics into elementary school curriculum, initially allowing parents to opt out, but later revoked that option.
I think
Elementary is a little sus.
I need more context.
Yeah. And
I
more-
don't think it's too early for kids to know that some kids have 2 dads, some kids have 2 moms.
But a lot of those books go beyond that.
Correct. That's why I think.
Yeah.
more
So we need to know
context
about the
is
book.
necessary.
And then I do think there should be an opt-out. Yeah, I think you should be able to completely opt out of your child having a book that you don't like.
I think that it's just on you as a parent to teach your child the values that you
That's
want
true.
to instill in them.
And I will say the argument about what books go in schools gets overblown because it's like you have people verbally fighting and getting kicked out of school board meetings because of some of these books. And to be fair, some of the books are like really pornographic
they're
and bad.
disgusting.
Every one of these kids, unfortunately, has like pornography at their fingertips on a tablet or a phone.
They do.
And we're fighting over books. I'm not saying there's no truth or validity to that, but it's like it does get an overemphasis considering the exposure that's probably happening in other ways.
Parents sued MCPS to reinstate the opt-out in a case that went all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court, which granted parents a preliminary injunction to allow them to opt their kids out of such material. Reporting in Bethesda, Nick Minock, 7 News.
All right, 7 News asked Montgomery County Public Schools if parents were allowed to opt out of this lesson at Westland Middle School. We were told, quote, these materials were communicated in advance, but we're still waiting to learn if parents could opt out.
How are you going to not only push the non-binary propaganda, but not even give parents a chance to opt out? I would
opt my kid out of that.
I would absolutely opt my kid out of that. Frankly, I'm taking my kid out of the class if that teacher thinks that's educational content.
I'm taking them out of the public school system.
I'm getting a night job. I'm doing whatever I have to do to pay to send them somewhere else.
I'm forming a pod with my neighbors and paying one teacher, and we're all going to split it.
And that teacher will believe that female and male exist, and you can't be both.
And they'll make, on average, more than regular teachers, because if you have, think about it, per class, it's like 25 kids, right?
Yeah.
If 10 families come together and pay a teacher $1,000 a month, that teacher is already making 6 figures every year. Just get together and pay a teacher.
Well, guys, let us know what you think. How would you react, especially if you're a parent? How would you react to this being shown in your kid's class? Let us know in the comments. Become a channel member to watch our cancelable video reacting to offensive AI memes.
This will not be the most canceled thing that we've done.
I think we're immune at this point.
Yeah, I've said a lot of things.
You guys let us know what you think in the comments and all of that. And we'll be back with more Normal Gays real soon.